Our sexual drive, an undeniable primal force, is one of the most profound elements guiding human behavior. It is a deep-rooted instinct woven into the very fabric of our survival, shaping our collective destiny. Humanity owes its very existence to this urge, an impulse that prioritizes reproduction above all else. This drive is not accidental, but a carefully engineered biological imperative. We are creatures designed to propagate, yet this inescapable purpose comes with a hidden cost, a sinister trade-off etched into the blueprint of life. Reproduction, while vital, accelerates our march toward death, silently eroding our essence. The pattern is evident across the animal kingdom. Species that reproduce frequently and abundantly tend to have shorter lifespans. Humans, despite our self-proclaimed dominion over nature, are no exception. Even as society attempts to soothe our anxieties, whispering that sex and self-gratification are harmless, our instincts are at war with a reality that our ancestors recognized and modern science continues to unravel. We are encouraged to dismiss as archaic myths the dangers associated with sexual energy loss. We're told that fears surrounding masturbation are relics of bygone times, irrelevant in the modern world. But is this simply a facade constructed to keep our instincts from rebelling against our biological imperatives? We are, each of us, vessels carrying the precious genetic code of our lineage. Our ultimate biological duty is to pass this genetic torch to the next generation, securing the continuation of our species. The individual organism, our singular selves, pales in importance when placed next to this colossal generational mission. We exist to ensure that our kind endures, even if this purpose requires we sacrifice our strength, health, and ultimately our lives. The disposable soma theory of aging details this brutal exchange, showing how energy devoted to reproduction is energy taken away from cellular maintenance and longevity. Our bodies, it seems, are programmed to decay faster as a result of reproductive success. Nature itself whispers the truth in subtle ways. Animals and insects instinctively practice sexual energy conservation outside mating seasons. In moments of abstinence, they preserve their life force, waiting until the urge to pass on their lineage becomes irresistible. We too carry this genetic instruction, the drive to perpetuate our species, but with the price of physical decline looming ominously. How do we reconcile the scientific understanding that sexual activity contributes to a shortened lifespan with societal norms that treat the active loss of semen as harmless? The tension between these two ideas reveals a rift in our understanding of human health and vitality, one that our ancestors were more attuned to. The ancient world harbored an innate awareness of these dangers. Religious texts like the Bible, ancient Hindu scriptures, and Hermetic philosophies contained warnings about the perils of excessive fluid loss. Renowned philosophers and physicians across history, spanning cultures and continents, recognized the grave impact of sexual energy expenditure. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, warned that frequent emissions could lead to wasting diseases. Plato considered semen the essence of spinal marrow, a life-giving substance not to be squandered. Pythagoras, the mathematician and mystic, described semen as the flower of the purest blood, demanding chastity from his disciples to achieve greater enlightenment. Aristotle took this even further, believing a profound connection existed between the brain and the testicular fluid. He saw semen as the most refined and perfect part of the body, integral to physical and mental well-being. The ancient practice of semen retention was not just a philosophical concept, but a way of life for many of these great minds. Plato and Aristotle adhered to strict rules of chastity, using sexual discipline as a means to enhance their physical, intellectual, and spiritual capacities. Pythagoras demanded the same from his followers, believing that abstinence could lead to the pinnacle of human achievement. Even Epicurus, known for his philosophy of pursuing pleasure, practiced Pythagorean continence, believing that semen was connected to both mind and soul. He theorized that retaining this essence nourished and fortified the brain, while its loss led to cognitive and physical decline. Experience and self-observation, he claimed, proved that the depletion of this life force led to weakened mental faculties. Galen, a preeminent physician of antiquity, summarized these beliefs succinctly. In every emission of semen, one loses vital energy. He noted that frequent sexual activity drained the body of its purest and most necessary parts, leaving it weakened and vulnerable. It is no coincidence that such a wide array of brilliant minds arrived at the same conclusion regarding the cost of reproduction. Their unified observations are not mere relics of primitive thinking, but echo in today's research. Modern scientists continue to discover that our reproductive activities deplete us, gradually unraveling our longevity. Eunuchs, historical figures once used as guardians in harems, provide an eerie testament to this reality. Castration, the surgical removal of reproductive organs, came with strange consequences. It was long rumored that eunuchs lived longer, never going bald and aging more gracefully than their reproductive counterparts. Science has since proven some of these claims. A landmark 2012 study on Korean eunuchs revealed that they lived on average 14 to 19 years longer than non-castrated men from the same era. This significant difference in lifespan underscores the biological effects of male sex hormones. Researchers concluded that these hormones could negatively impact longevity, perhaps explaining why, across cultures, women often outlive men. The physiological price of masculinity, it seems, is paid in years lost, and the cost is hidden beneath layers of biological programming. Even animal studies align with these conclusions, affirming that reproduction, while essential, comes at a cost. The drain of reproductive energy saps the body of its resilience, accelerating aging and decay. To preserve our life force, to sustain our vigor, we must question whether the expenditure of this vital energy is always justified. Procreation, while perhaps a noble sacrifice, is in exchange for the survival of our kind. Yet, indulgence in transient pleasure, a fleeting moment of gratification, is a luxury that may cost us dearly, a waste of the most sacred energy we possess. It raises a sobering question: how much of our vitality should we surrender to nature's most ancient call? And when does that surrender become a theft from our own potential, our own life? In this grim dance between legacy and longevity, we must tread carefully, for the price we pay is irreversible, etched into the marrow of our bones and the span of our days.